Hello and welcome to this pick card reading for How Do People See You. I have 3 piles here, and I also have the timestamps listed down below if you want to go ahead and just skip to your pile. But pile number 1 is going to be the purple amethyst. Pile number 2 is going to be the flower agate tower. And pile number 3 is going to be the black obsidian swan. So if you haven't already, go ahead and take a deep breath and see which pile you're drawn to. And I'm going to go ahead and get started with pile number 1. Alright, so those who chose pile number 1, the amethyst crystal, we're going to go ahead and get started with your reading. I'm going to start here and we're going to read down this way. But starting off strong, I have the fallen star. It's hard to see because of the light, so I'm just going to read it off to you. It says, shame, I no longer hide my face. I step into my light with love. And to clarify that, I have Star Brothers, which says protection, loyalty, safety, and trust. And I do feel like you guys who chose pile number 1 are very tapped in and spiritual people in a way that, whether you know it or not, you guys are people that are very tapped in because you are very cautious with your energy and you don't share it with everybody. And I feel like you are somebody that people are magnetically drawn to, but you're hard to reach. You're hard to kind of connect with because you're very cautious about who you let in to your circle, your inner circle, or who you have energetic exchanges with or just conversations with. And to get to this point, I feel like it's been a long journey to get to this point. A lot of really hard life lessons. And again, because of that, you are a little closed off, a little, cautious. But the people that you have in your inner circle, like your friends, your family, these people are standing out because these people feel very lucky to have any type of connection with you because they know that it was very well looked over and chosen, because again, like, you're not somebody who is willing to have any type of person that doesn't align with you hang around in your inner circle. And I feel like that means a lot to the people who are around you. And when it comes to strangers, it makes them feel like they have to almost put on some type of persona, like put their best foot forward when approaching you. They need to come correct because you're not somebody that's willing to have these like the small talk or bond over things that hinder your growth. You know what I mean? In the sense of connecting over negativity or drama or anything like that. Even like I'm seeing people trying to like follow you or send you like a friend request. Like you're not accepting these things because you're like, I don't know you like that, and that does make your persona kind of, it makes people want to try harder to get you to notice them or to get you to approve of them, if that makes sense. Again, the people who are in your inner circle, they do feel very they feel very safe around you because you're very intentional with what you do and how you move. You're also somebody who is viewed as like almost like you don't ever lose your focus, or you don't ever lose your vision, whether it's consistent or you are looking over here and then you're looking over there. Like, you always have your focus set on some type of goal, and it really inspires the people around you, whether they're close to you or not. It makes people want to like wake up, to like get active, get motivated. um, and I feel like you're also seen as a leader, and a well respected leader. Let's see. So now we're moving on to this card. Sorry, I just read these two. So this one, the Morning Star, Radiance. I shoot for the stars. Radiance is my birthright. And to clarify it, we have the 7 Star Sisters, Birthing Creations, Tapestry of Life, Expression. And there's a lot going on in your reading about expression too, and I feel like you may this may just be coming up because it may have been something that you worked really hard on articulating the way that you speak, and your mindset, and having that clarity. For example, that you could have been somebody in the past who would just be like word salad, just word vomiting, and trying to like, feeling like you might have to prove yourself or prove your point. Like if you want to say no to somebody, you would run around in like 10 different circles to try to explain to them why your no is justified. But I feel like now at this point in your life, you're more confident and driven in the way that you speak, and it's just no. No is no. That just that simple, plain cut, dry, but straight to the point. And like, again, not entertaining any type of conversations outside of where your mind is and where your focus is at, and where you're being guided to, where you're being led. You do come off as like a very powerful person to others. But again, like when you walk into a room, it's like strangers see you as somebody who's like ready to take action. You're ready to lead, even if you're not stepping in the room to lead. I feel like that's what your energy and your aura does. It walks into a room and demands attention, but in a good way. It demands respect. It demands I can't think of this last word that I'm trying to say. It's a very powerful energy, though. It's very strong. And I want to say that I am proud of you guys, pile number 1, because it takes a lot of work to get to this point. And then the last 3 cards I have here is Destiny, Universe, and material and spiritual prosperity. And I feel like, off of first impressions, again, you are somebody, like I said, very magnetic, very beautiful or handsome, or, whatever you resonate with. You are somebody that draws attention without even trying. But whatever you do, it's like you do it with grace. And there's not a whole lot of judgment here. There's not a whole lot of negativity here. It's just people see you and they see what you're doing and they're like, yep, that makes sense. Yep, that's for her, that's for him, that's for them. Like, they're doing what they look like they should be doing. It's like when a CEO walks into a room with their, suit on or fancy clothes on, and, they come with this like confident energy, and you're like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. That's the CEO. They walk like it, they talk like it, they act like it. Like, that's how you are, but in any type of situation, not just one specific one. And I feel like again, people are very inspired by you. Even if you're just ordering something off the menu, there's something very inspiring and motivating about your energy. And this could be because you have some type of unique energy or unique qualities that isn't commonly seen around nowadays. And so it almost wakes something up in other people that's been sleeping for a while. And I think that's a really good, um, that's an amazing quality or spiritual ability, whatever you want to call this. Like, that's an amazing trait to have, because without even trying, you're helping other people. And that's what I have for you, pile number one. So I hope that that resonated. If it did, leave a comment down below. Let me know how it resonated. And I hope to see you guys in my next video. Alright, so those of you who chose pile number two, the Flower Agate Tower, we're going to go ahead and get started with your reading. This one's pretty upfront, a little short, but it is a very powerful message. So, pile two, what do people like about you? I would say that this would be people maybe who know you or just around you, maybe people you went to school with or people who see you on social media. And here's why. Because you are the type of person who is okay with letting go and starting over. Transformation is something that comes to you. It makes you feel motivated. And I feel like self-growth is constantly happening with you, where you're changing lives, essentially, over and over and over again. But it's not in a sense of like hitting rock bottom, getting stuck there, you know, becoming stagnant. I don't see stagnancy here. This is transformation over and over and over again. And this could be in the form of like friendships, relationships, jobs, whatever, however that resonates with you. But again, like, you are not afraid to let go of what you feel like is holding you back. And you're very intuitive as well. You also have a very strong ability to see very quickly how letting go can benefit you, or how this pain that you're going through can benefit you, how this can make you stronger. And this is what powers that transformation. This is why you are not stagnant, because you have this vision of, okay, like, yes, that hurt, like, ouch, but I'm not gonna sit and reminisce on it too long, because I can use this as a stepping stone, onto the next journey, onto the next level, you know. And this is because you are very intertwined with your, or I would say you are really aligned with your intuition, or like your third eye, or both. But I don't see you getting thrown out of alignment, because you do listen to it when it speaks to you. And then you jump, into the next phase. And like, after any type of letdown, heartbreak, denial, rejection, yeah, these things don't stop you. And I feel like people really admire that about you. And this also could be a reason why people keep tabs on you, whether it's like exes, ex-friends, people you used to work with. I just feel like you are such an interesting person, and people like to see like what's going on in your life. And I feel like they're also really surprised every time they do check in on you. Like, how does pile number two keep doing this? Like, how do they keep doing this? Because you're not somebody to get burnt out very quickly. Of course, you need, your time for rest, but yeah, you just keep pushing forward. And it is a strength, and people do recognize this about you. You're not afraid to look at these, shadow parts of yourself. Um, you're not afraid to look it in the eye and accept it, and accept that it's part of you, and tweak it or change it if need be, or put in the work um, to be better. And I do see you. I just see a lot of movement from you, and I feel like you're hard to keep up with, which is good because this keeps negative people very far away from you, because negativity goes hand in hand with stagnancy and depression and all of these things. But um, because you're constantly moving, it's hard for them to keep up. So if they do cross paths with you, it's not going to be for long. And this could also be a reason why, maybe, if you feel like you've noticed that people don't stick around, in your life, and you're like, oh man, that sucks, but I'm moving forward anyways. This is why they can't match your speed. And maybe that's probably a good thing. It's probably for the better. And that's the message, pal number 2. I hope that this resonated. If it did, leave a comment down below. Let me know how it did resonate with you or your situation, and I hope to see you in my next video. Alright, so those of you who chose pal number 3, the Black Swan, welcome to your reading. I do want to say I really like your guys' energy, and I feel like you guys may have been taking like a little break or a little time out from reality, if that makes sense. Like, kind of, I feel like maybe you guys may have been isolating yourselves because of society, or because of the place that you're at right now. It just feels like it doesn't resonate with you anymore. Or maybe this is a feeling you've always had, that it just, your environment and these people around you, like, it's just like, man, these aren't my people, and I don't know where my people are, but I know that they're somewhere. they're somewhere, but they're not here. And I feel like if you have been in a period of isolation, you guys may be experiencing isolation because of some type of rock bottom. This is some form of stagnancy. This could be because you're what I just mentioned, like being in an environment that doesn't resonate with you, and you don't like to go out because these people are just like, it feels very draining. Or this could be within your home, and it feels like you've been stagnant in your home, or in this relationship, like with the person that you live with, or the people you live with, and it's put you in a very isolated space. And I feel like part of this is also maybe the reason why you guys clicked on this video, is because you feel like people don't see you. People don't understand you because they're just different, but not in the way that you would like them to be. And I see you guys kind of struggling. But there is a card here that says cracked open, and this feels like maybe coming to this realization, or almost like this acceptance of, like, I can't do this anymore. I need to put some motion behind this feeling, because I can't sit here and feel like this any longer, because if I do, I'm gonna rip off my eyelids. Like, this is what it feels like. It's like very much like I've fucking had enough, and I feel like, you may be somebody who, when you're in a room with a bunch of other people who are talking, it feels like your energy feels like the person that's sitting in the back, that's like watching everybody talk over each other and not listen to each other. Like, they're just talking to be the loudest person in the room, and it's like whatever you have to say, it's of value. Like, you actually have something to say, but it's like, should I even speak because I'm not going to be heard? Like, look at the crowd around me. This is very much your vibe. um, or the energy surrounding your situation. Um, and I have a lot of cards here that are trying to essentially reassure you that like, you'll survive this. There's solutions, there's new beginnings, but there's a need for you to slow down, like take some time in nature. Here's the thing. I feel like this this frustration of the people around you and your environment has almost um, made you feel negative about a lot of things, and it's kind of changed that loop in your mind, that self-talk or your perception of, like, I don't want to do anything because I don't enjoy it. I don't enjoy these people, like, I don't enjoy it. um, but there's a strong message from spirit that there are places where you're at right now, if you're not able to, get yourself out of the situation that you're currently in, um, at least not right now. But you can work towards it. Like, in the meantime, there are spaces where you would feel like you belong, but these are spaces that are more like isolated, like um, in nature, or yeah, this feels like in nature. I don't know if it's, too cold for you to be going outside and sitting, in a forest by yourself type of situation, or I guess whenever you're watching this, but there's a need for you um, to do this so that you're able to connect to yourself, because it's very clear that the people around you are not, like, you're not meant, it's not that you're not meant to connect with them, it's just that they don't align with you. But that has caused you to kind of, it's pushed you away from yourself, and there's a need for you to become centered back into your body, because you may spend a lot of time in your head and kind of feel like you're floating. And yeah, there's a need for you to come back to reality, and so that you're able to kind of change your mindset a little bit to understand what you can do with the circumstances that you're given, and how you're able to get away from it or outgrow it, um, or what steps you can take that will help you that will help you in the future be able to make a decision that will help separate you from who you're with or where you're at. And the reason why this message is coming through and not a specific message about how people view you is because there is not a whole lot of opportunity for people to view you um, and who you are, because people, again, around you in this area, in your home, they don't understand, and they cannot see what they don't understand. Um, and though they do, physically see you, like, for example, if you go out to the grocery store and buy yourself some groceries, they do see you, but you do come off as somebody a little bit like unapproachable, because you look like you don't want to be there. But there's a reason for that, and there's, no reason to, like, beat yourself up about that or anything. um, and I don't see, spirit's not really forcing you to go out there and connect with people um, who just aren't meant for you, if that makes sense. Um, and so if you are able to, with an open mind, look at what is available to you, close to you, around you, your environment, what, like, whatever your hobbies are. Like, if you like to read, what bookstore? But this more feels like a nature situation, like what state park is open. And I feel like kind of getting over that hurdle of like, I don't want to go outside and see these people and they're gonna look at me weird and they're gonna judge me. And maybe it could also have something to do with your appearance or your style, um, which I feel like is something like it's very valuable. It just cannot be appreciated in this environment. But anyways, getting over that first hump is going to be like the main challenge here. Um, but once you do, if you want to, you know, kind of force yourself to get past that. I don't want to see whatever. Once you get past that, once you park your car in that parking lot and you get out and you walk past that big crowd of people and you follow the trail that leads to an isolated spot where you can sit there just with your own thoughts and appreciate like the environment around you. Like, okay, it doesn't suck so bad out here. Okay, this is kind of nice. It's going to do something for you mentally. And I feel like there's some type of block in your crown chakra you haven't been able to kind of see past. But I feel like that will be lifted once you're in an area by yourself outside of this like compromised environment or at home environment. There's definitely something that feels irritating at home. Um, Again, could be a relationship, could be a roommate, but it feels like it's very, it feels claustrophobic. And I feel like once you're in an area where it feels more free, where you can finally just breathe, you're going to find the answer that like will give you that aha moment. This is how I do it. This is what needs to be done. This is where I need to be. Like you're going to connect to a part of yourself that has been blocked off for a while, and that part of you is still there. It's just kind of sleeping. It's sleeping, but this will help wake it up. Um, and I hope that that helps. And that's all that I have for you guys. Pile number 3. I hope that it resonated. If it did, leave a comment down below. Let me know how it did resonate. And I hope to see you guys in my next video.